Hello again everyone, and welcome back to Lily Lulu. My name's Karen. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. And if you're a returning visitor, it's lovely to have you back again. Thank you. So today I am going to try to finish off this file folder folio that we've been working on. I'm recording this the same day as I recorded the last video, but I'm not going to have time to get it uploaded and online today, so there'll probably be a couple of days gap before you see this. But I'm hoping Max has been out to play in the garden and he's got a nice chew now, so I'm hoping that he's going to cooperate and let me get on with this today and finish it off. So the only thing I've done since I turned the video, I ended the last video, apart from have my lunch and a cup of tea, I finished making these envelopes. So I stuck them together. What I did is I reinforced the back here, because now that they're in with Velcro, I think that, you know, keep pulling them in and out, they're going to get a bit of wear and tear. So I just reinforced the inside to make them a bit stronger where that Velcro is stuck on. Then I inked all the edges. I've cut them to shape, rounded the flap and stuck them all together. So they're all ready to go now. I'm not entirely happy with the Velcro situation because they are wobbly, and but yeah, we'll go with that for now. As I say, as this is for me, I'm learning as I'm making, so hopefully it'll do and I'll know what to do differently next time. I've stuck just a little piece of leftover paper in here to cover that blank spot. I've trimmed these strings a little bit, but I don't want to oh, I can't speak any better than I did earlier. I don't want to trim them too far because I'm imagining that this is going to get very fat as I'm using it. So I've left, they are still quite long. I just wrapped them around a few extra times. So what I need to do now is cover all the bits I haven't covered yet. So the pocket here that we put in the back, I need to cover that, and then obviously the outer covers, and then fill the envelopes with all the little goodies. And I want to put something here that's going to hold these envelopes down. I'm tempted to try those magnets again to see if they will actually work, but I don't think I will. I'm just going to see what I've got here that I could maybe cut out and use. I could make more little buttons, but let's see what I've got printed out here. So I'm thinking something like this, maybe these tickets or something, or the little faux postage stamps, something on there maybe. They're all bits to actually go in, so let's have a look at these. Yeah, I'm thinking either one of these tickets or these two postage stamps here. I think the postage stamps might be better size-wise. So in my bag of cutting implements, I do have some fancy schmancy scissors. Can you see? So let's try cutting these out. Maybe it's better to them down to a smaller size first. That's one. Max is still prowling, but I'm hoping that he's going to be a bit happier now than he was earlier. So I hope everybody's well and happy today. Oh, I'm well off camera there, aren't I? I don't really have any more news, obviously, because I'm filming the same day that I filmed the last video, as I say. So not much has happened since then. Apart from, I said earlier that my granddaughter wasn't very well. The only update I've had since then is my daughter's just messaged me as I've turned the camera on to say they're all ill now, the whole family. So hopefully it's just a little cold or something. But that's not good. So I'm just inking the edges here to help with the white, but I've not been dipping this in my ink because it's so juicy, but I think this one needs a bit of juice because there's a lot of white left around the edge there. So I'm just deciding, as I'm holding these, I'm feeling them to try and decide if they are man enough to be left as they are as a closure for these envelopes, or whether I need to mount them onto some card or something. So what I'm intending is I will stick the bottom half of that down, and then the flap will just tuck in there to hold those closed while they're in there. I think they'll be all right. So I'm going to hold that in place as I lift my envelope, so I know where and where not to put glue. And I'm trying to open my glue one-handed so that I don't let that go, because why would I have been organised and had my glue open? That would just be, that would, you know, imply that I was in any way organised and knew what I was doing. So just a tiny bit of glue on here. Again, I'm using the Camellia for a bit of extra strength, and because it does stiffen up slightly when it dries. So I'm hoping that that will be enough to do the job. And I'm sticking that right at the bottom of that envelope. And I'll just take the flap off to make sure it doesn't accidentally get glued down while that's drying. And then I'm going to do the same again here. So I'll just hold that in place. I'll take the envelope off. You can see what I'm doing a bit better. And again, just a little bit of glue at the bottom there. Hopefully it won't ooze out all over the place. And then I'm just going to fold the flap back down, stick that at the bottom, and then I'll open that. And then I'll just leave those to dry for a moment. As I say, I don't want the flap to be glued down closed. So we need a strip of something here. I was wondering if that must have been the edge of that piece. I don't know if you can see, but I've got cracking here in the packing paper that I used to cover the inside. I have inked it. It's not done much good, but I'm not too worried about it because it does sort of add to the vintagey feel of the whole thing. And as I say, it is just for me, so if I don't mind it, it doesn't matter. because I don't have to think about anybody else minding. So yes, a piece of paper for there. So I think that might have been the edge of that, which is a shame because it would have been nice to have that continuing with the same paper. Although I do have more of that paper, don't I? And I have these, and I have those taggy bits. So let's get all of those out so that I know what I'm doing and what I'm using. So that's all those. Right, so which sheet was that one? Oops. These papers are lovely, aren't they? You can't really go wrong. I mean, I'm making a good job of going wrong with this, but it still looks good because the papers are so lovely. Yeah, that was the edge of that one. So yeah, let's just go with that little bit we've got left over. So how big do we need that to be? If I tear that, about there, maybe a bit over there. You can always take a bit more off, but you can't stick it back on once you've ripped it. So let's try and get this straight. So what have you all been doing since I last spoke to you all? Anything exciting happening in anybody's life? Anything you'd like to share? It's lovely to chat with you, even if it's not, you know, as I'm here talking to you. It's nice to read your comments and messages and hear what you're all up to, what you're working on, what you like about the videos, what you don't like about the videos. All helps me to improve. Oh, and one thing I must mention as well, my numbers are growing. I'm on, I think at the time of filming this, I'm on 88 subscribers. So I obviously need to think about something to do. Oh, I forgot to round the edge of this. For some sort of giveaway, so that when we hit 100 subscribers, we can have a little celebration of some sort. I can't even believe I'm saying that. 100 subscribers. I know it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. I know there's, you know, lots of massive channels out there, but I appreciate that each one of you has, you know, taken the time to subscribe, and I really appreciate you, you know, joining me and liking and commenting, and I really do appreciate it. And as I say, I don't take that lightly. So to me, having 100 subscribers is a big deal, because, you know, I started this channel originally just to show off the journal that I had made for my daughter's 21st, my middle daughter, because so many people had asked to see it. And then, you know, I wasn't very consistent with it. And but then once we moved and I've had a bit more time, I've tried to be a bit more consistent with it. And I'm amazed that you know, so many people, 88 of you to date, have taken the time to subscribe. So I'm chuffed, I really am. And if I don't hit 100, that's fine. I'm not going to cry about it. But if I do want to, you know, show my appreciation in some way. So we're going to have something. I don't know what. So if anybody has any suggestions, please do pop them in the comments below. And I will take your suggestions on board and see if I can come up with something that you'd all enjoy. I do actually, I've just remembered that I still haven't sorted out those digitals that I said I was going to do. I scanned a load of coffee dyed paper, no, not coffee dyed papers, tea dyed papers. I don't do coffee dyeing because I'm not keen on coffee. I'm not keen on the smell, so I don't do coffee dyeing. I do drink coffee, but no more than one a day, and I have it very weak, very milky. So any of you coffee aficionados out there would probably say it wasn't coffee at all. It's more like warm milk that I've shown a teaspoon of coffee to. But anyhow, yes, I've got my scans of those tea dyed papers to upload for you all to use if you want to, but I still haven't had a chance to work out exactly how to do that to make them access. Although now that I've got a buy me a coffee page, maybe I could put them on there. I'll have to have a look at that. I never seem to have time to sort of sit and look at these things, the best of intentions. But yeah, I'll have to do that. But I would like to do something else, as I say, if and when I do hit 100 subscribers. So, as I say, if you have any suggestions, please do let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, I could use another one of these here. I don't really want to use the music because there's music there and it doesn't match, so I don't think that will work. But we could try that one and see what it looks like. So let's just chop that off. And chop that off. Oh, I can't even pick that up. Let's get rid of that. Now, we'll need to pop a little half circle in there to try and emulate the one that's already there. I can see this being a bit tricky, but we'll have a go. Let's see what happens. So, how far in is that one? Out there. So I'm trying to go a little bit further than I did. Oh no, oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. That was a mistake. Right. Okay, let's see. Oh, these aren't, I'd printed that one bigger, especially. And these ones are, well, let's have a look at that. Would that be, no, I just don't think that's right. And these are going to be far too short because they're not printed to the edges. So let's find some more of that paper, and let's pop a bit of that on there. So we'll go about there. So right, Max, now the dustmen have arrived, so we've got lots of excitement for Max out there. Now if I hold this straight, I might be able to tear my page straight, mightn't I? You never know. Does that look straight? Let's see. Right, let's try again with the old chopperoo. Try and, what did I say earlier? You can always cut a little bit more off, but you can't stick it back on. So let's just go in. Max, quiet. Let's go in shallower and see. Oh, that's better. Much better. I know it's, you know, not exact there, but it's never going to be. Because if you have a little border all the way round, the angle's just not going to be the same. And I've missed that little bit there, so let's just snip that and ink that. Yeah, so in the last video, when I was making those envelopes, I said that I thought there were envelopes in this kit and I couldn't find them. That's because I haven't printed them out. I was right, there were envelopes in this kit, but I haven't printed them out. I don't know why. So I might print those out and add them in later. But yeah, I haven't got them at the moment. I went on and checked when I turned the video off last while it was uploading. I had to look through the all the pages in the kit, and there were indeed envelopes which I had not printed out. So I'm scatty because I didn't print them out, but I'm not as scatty as I thought I might be, because I wondered where I'd got that idea from. So I'm going to do the same again with this. I'm going to use my glue stick. Oh, that nearly went on the floor. In the middle, and I'm just going to put some clow on that edge to hold that music paper down, just to make sure it's all stuck properly. Here we go. It seems very strange working on this when it's, you know, 90 degrees outside. No, it's not 90 degrees today. It was yesterday. I think it got up to 95 here yesterday. But it's, and I'm not sure what that is in new money. But it's much, much cooler here today. I think it's in the 70s the last time I checked. So I'm not going to complain about the heat, because we don't get much of summer as it is, so I'm making the most of it. I don't go out and sit in the sun, especially when it's really, really hot. I do sit outside for a little while and enjoy the sunshine, but I don't tend to sunbathe or anything, because I have Irish heritage, so I'm quite fair-skinned and I do burn. So, and my mum has had several skin cancers, so obviously I try to be a little bit careful, but I do like to see the sunshine. Right, there we are, we're getting there. Now I'm still not decided about this part. I decided to leave it blank before I stuck this down. And I imagine I'm going to have things in there that will probably show, so I think I will just leave that part, because I'm going to get into a pickle now trying to stick something in there and stick it down, especially if I try and do it on camera, as we've seen over the last few days. So now we're on to the actual outer cover, so I need to decide now what I'm going to put on here. So I think these are dry now, so let's tuck these in so they don't, hopefully they don't catch. And I'm just going to tuck those in there for now so they don't keep getting in the way. So we need something here And we need something here. So let's have a look at those, the other pages that we had that weren't, not that one. And that would be quite cute, wouldn't it, if I could have that sort of continuing across there. I wonder if I'm clever enough to do that. Although I would probably need 2 sheets, wouldn't I? Because I'd need to pop that on there and then have a bit there. So that's an option. That's going to be the same. But if I use the collage sheets, have I got any of those left? Sorry, I'm just rummaging to see what I've got to go where. But at least you're seeing my thought process, which you may or may not enjoy. Right, I've only got these printed out now, so they're 2 full sheets. That doesn't go with, oh, that does though, that writing. No. Right, I think what I'm going to do is just go and quickly print another one of these so that I can try to match that so it's the same when that's open or closed. I'll be back in a second. Right, I've printed out another one of each of these so that if this all goes horribly wrong, I've got another alternative. Because what I think I need to do is to position this on here so that I get this little girl on here and get it separated down there. So first thing I'm going to do is tear that at that point so that she's not, well, I'm still going to go through his head. Let's just have a think about this. I think it will be all right. Let's just have a go. You never know unless you try. And I'm learning lots with this particular project. Mainly how not to do things. It has to be said. Right, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to rip through your head. Oh, it made me cringe. Okay, so then I want that on there. So I need to trim that off about there. I can't even see that. Might help if there was some lead protruding there from your mechanical pencil, Karen. Right, so that there. Okay, if I put that on my mat straight, where's my mark? About there. So we're going to pop that there and we'll round the corners again. So this hole punch, corner punch, really isn't cutting very well. I think I'm going to need to try the old tin foil trick, see if it needs sharpening. Whether I actually need a new one. Now the other thing I have just thought about, which I haven't considered up until now, rather stupidly, is a closure. So I'm going to have to think about what I want to do for that. I think my options are just making a little hole here with an eyelet and wrapping something round, or I could stick some ribbon across the back here before I cover this part and tie it up. So we'll have a think about that. But we're going to concentrate on this bit first. So let's stick that down, and then I'll be able to see what I need to do for the other part, in theory. I feel like this has been one of those projects where nothing's gone smoothly as I imagined or expected, or but I do think you learn a lot more from those than when everything goes right, for obvious reasons. But then I also feel like most of the things I do on camera seem to end up like that. I don't go quite how I imagined or how I planned. So maybe it's just, you know, because you know there are people watching you, even though there's nobody watching me as I do this, and I can choose not to upload the video if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that because, you know, I want to be authentic in what I'm doing. You know, I want you to see exactly what is going on. Right, I need to line this little girl up now so that I can see where I need to chop it off for it to line up underneath. So all I'm doing, I don't know if you can see here, this is the part I'm going to be sticking this onto, and this is going to wrap over. So obviously, as it is, it's too long, so I'm just trying to position this in the same place, and then I'm looking to see where the edge of this lower part is. I need to come in slightly, so I think I need to chop her about there, although in theory I should be able to do it in the same place as that is, so we'll try that first. We can always come back and take a bit more off, can't we? So I'm going to do it this way round so that I've got that in the light up there and I can see exactly what I'm doing. I don't want this, you can't see this bottom edge, can you? What's happened there? Have you not been able to see that all along? Have I moved? I don't know. Right. I feel like Max is going to start barking any minute. He senses somebody outside. If he gets too loud, if he does bark, I'll pause. I think he's decided it's nothing of interest, so we're all right. Okay, so I thought I'd done something wrong there. So if I pop that there and that flaps over, that should be just about right. Yay! So now I need to snip this about here. I'm saying snip, I mean rip, really. So we'll go for that there. Do you know, as I'm talking to you, I can feel my throat getting sore. I don't know if that's because I'm doing too much talking, or if I've caught whatever it is my daughter and granddaughter have got. My granddaughter started off with a sore throat when she woke up this morning, and she seems to have gone downhill very quickly, and it's come on very quickly in the rest of them, so let's hope that I'm just imagining it. Right, let's stick that on. I'm getting excited now because this looks like it's going to turn out as I imagined it. Which will be a first for this one. Max. Oh dear. Sorry about that. He did hear something worth barking at. Right. Let's pop that in the middle there. That looks... might need to come down slightly. Oops, not that far. That's not straight. I've got glue stick everywhere. Right, let's hope that will do it. Let's just have a quick check before I burnish it. I think that will do. Close enough. I'm quite pleased with that. Secretly a little bit thrilled. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Right. Snip those threads while we're here. Okie dokie. So that's that one. It's looking all right, I think. So I'm just going to have a quick look in my ribbon box and see if there's anything I can use for the closure, or whether it would be better to do a little eyelet. Be back in a sec. I've collected some bits and pieces here, and I've got another cup of tea as well, because I feel like I might need that with my throat. So what I've grabbed, this is what I had in mind when I said about a ribbon, but it's got a wired edge. I think the colour would be brilliant, but because it's got a wired edge, if I attach that underneath the paper here, there's going to be a bump, so I don't think that's going to work. If I do a little hole here with an eyelet, I've got these faux leather thongs. This is what I used for the Lord of the Rings journal that I made. So if we had a little hole there, then I could just wrap this round, and that colour goes quite well, so that's a good option. And then I've just grabbed my jar of ribbons, because because I know in here, I was thinking red, but I don't think I've got anything red. Well, not enough anyway. But that'd be good for embellishments when I come to actually work in the journal and decorate. Blue's not going to go, even though there is a bit of blue in these papers. Got a little Merry Christmas. That's quite nice. I wonder if that would be long enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, just. So that's an option. So I'll put that with the thong. I've got some gold here. That's not long enough. Don't want yellow, and we don't want burgundy, and we don't want orange, and we don't want blue. I've got lots of blue Christmas ribbon for some reason. That red's not long enough. I mean, I'm sure I could make some sort of closure with that bit of red if I really wanted red. But I've got plenty of other stuff here to choose from. Don't want grey or white. So you can get rid of those. Get rid of that. Don't want pink. Got this green. That would be quite nice. We'll save that as an option. Then I've got another one of the thin. No, I think that's too bright compared to the other colours. That's wired. We don't want anything wired. So I think that is all of our options. So let's pop all that back in there away. I've said that. And then I've just remembered I got that other tin of ribbons, didn't I, from the charity shop. Where have I put that? Oh, look, there's another. That one would go as well. Where have I put that? Talk amongst yourselves. Just having a rummage. I knew it was here somewhere. I think I showed this on a previous video. Oh, it's all laces, or mainly laces. I don't want lace for this one. No, okay. Just in case there was, you know, the perfect thing. Oh, maybe there is the perfect thing. Would that be long enough? It would be, but I think that's too dark. Right, so we've got this ribbon. We've got this ribbon, and our thong. So, what do we think? I think this would cover up less of the paper. Like that. But then the ribbon makes it look quite Christmassy, doesn't it? So, do you know what? I think I'm going to go with this Merry Christmas. I think that brightens it up a bit, and it's going to look like a Christmas present when it's done. So I think I'm going to do that. So I don't need the tin with my crocodile in. I do need to stick this on in the right place. So let's see if we can do this. Oh, there's some chocolate or something on that. Right, that needs a wash. Let's have a look at this one. I don't think this is quite as long actually. What do we think to that? No, I don't think that stands out enough. Right, I think we're going to be... That was too dark, wasn't it? Let's just try this one. And if not, I'm going to go with my... I think this is going to be too thick to do a bow. No, I don't like that. Right, it's going to be the faux leather thong after all. So, that means I don't need to do that right now. I can stick this back panel on and then we can do that at the end. So, let's get that done. Now, oh, shall I use... If I use this section of that same paper, that'd be, you know, that could be a writing space. Yeah, I'm going to pop that side on. So, or I could, oh look, I've got that one here that I've snipped. So that could go there. Would we get away with that? It's not quite as wide, but I think we probably could. Or we could have Santa on the back, which is quite nice because it's got that label at the bottom there. So that would... sort of go like that, or we could have this. What do we think? I quite like both. I think I've picked that up several times and tried to stick it there and it's still not wide enough. We have that there. Actually, is that upside down? I think it goes that way, doesn't it? That blends in then across there. And I've got another piece here that would blend in there, sort of, but that is quite narrow on that page. Let's open this out. I can't, the journal's there, isn't it? And then that, if that's in the middle there, or we could have Santa in the middle there. I think they both work. And I know half of you are going to be shouting one thing and the other half are going to be shouting the other. I think I'm going to break it up and use Santa. So let's pop on those little narrow strips. First of all, ink, or inky dink dink. And then I also need to find a final little strip for this bit here. And then, are we done then? Did I cover all the inside bits? I think we might be. So once I've finished this today, I will go away and chop up all the little bits that are going to go into those envelopes and pop something in that pocket on the inside, and then I will come back and do a full flip through. And then I need to finish off my Fox journal. I don't know if I'm going to do that on camera, but I will definitely come on and do a flip through for you all once I have finished that. And then I'll be on to my next project. I can start ticking things off my list. I still want to do the black and white journal, and I had those lovely bits that Claire from Purple Poppy sent me to use in that. And then I want to do a blue journal, but I haven't decided. I had in mind I was going to do like some sort of seasidey or nautical or something with all my blue things. And obviously you saw the other day my blue papers that I got from Pam at Vintage Papers Corner on Instagram. Yeah, so I did have in mind I was going to do something to do with the sea. I didn't know if it was going to be nautical or more seaside themed. But then suddenly the other day I just got this urge to make a blue summer themed journal, probably because it's so lovely and warm. So I haven't decided quite what I'm going to be doing yet with my blue papers, but something definitely. So I've got lots of ideas to be getting on with, and I still have to finish my daughter's engagement book and the oh dear, why is it you can't remember your words when you're on camera? Peter Rabbit. I've got to finish my Peter Rabbit journal. So if there's anything at all in that lot that you would like to see me work on next, please let me know. Say the Peter Rabbit journal and the engagement journal, or the wedding journal, are both finishing off projects. The other two that I just mentioned would be starting from scratch projects. So let me know what you think. I keep toying with the idea of maybe one day a week having a work in progress video and do sort of finishing off things. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Right, let's get this bit stuck down in there. dear. Max is off again. Max, quiet. Sorry, I can't turn the camera off because my fingers are all sticky now. Max, quiet. In your bed. In your bed. Max, bed. It's dustbin day today, and it's all three bins. It's the recycling, the garden bin, and the normal rubbish. So we have 3 lots of dustmen to bark at today. Very exciting, Max, isn't it? Right, glue there. So that's how the cover's looking. So where are we up to? Have we done everything? See, that is looking a bit bare now compared to everything else, but I think once something's in that pocket it'll be all right, and if it's not I will just add something there. So I've got that little strip and this little strip. So how much of that needed to come off, or shall we use something else? Have we got any other strips? Any more strips? Oh, I could make use of that one that I ruined, couldn't I? Right. Let's do that. Waste not, want not. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing when I'm fiddling about here on my mat, but I like to get the straight edge lined up on a line at the bottom, and then line my pencil mark up with another straight line so that I'm tearing in a fairly straight line. But I'm conscious that it's probably not obvious that I'm doing that on camera, and it looks like I'm just faffing about. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what it is. I'm trying to line up my edges and my pencil mark so that I get a straight tear. So this is the beauty of just using a digital kit in one project. All of these papers go together, you know, even though this piece doesn't match everything else that's there, it all does sort of blend in, because they are all fairly similar papers. And having said that, I'm just going to grunge that bottom bit up a bit because it is quite white compared to everything else. So yeah, normally I don't do that. I'm a bit of a mix and match type of person. But this has taken less thinking about because everything just goes together. I know I have used music paper as well, but again, because there's music paper in the digitals, it does blend in quite seamlessly, in my opinion. Right, so another little narrow strip for there. So, oh, getting sticky again. Right, turn that about there. I've moved that. I'm just wondering if this one will need grunging up as well, because we've got lighter papers on the inside here. I think this might work on this side. Just have a double check before I stick it down. Yeah, I think it's all right because that over there is quite light as well. So I think that's okay. I think I need a sip of tea. Sorry, I hope that didn't sound really loud on camera. I'm just wondering if I should stick that in there or not. I'm going to have to chop it down a bit. And I think that no, it's not going to be wide enough. Where I've chopped that out, it's going to be visible. So I'm going to do what I said and leave that for now. And once I've got something in that pocket, I'll decide if I need to do anything else or not. Right, so the last job then is popping a hole in there for a closure. So let's just find the midpoint. Ish. I'm going to need to open it up. I can't see what I'm doing. Oops. So midpoint's going to be about there. And how far in do I want my... I'll do it about there. What's that? About 3/4 of an inch in. So let's find Mr. Crocodile. And oh, when I was looking the other day, I couldn't find my little. Oh, there they are. Couldn't find those the other day, could I? When I was going, what was I going to do? Oh, these button closures, wasn't it? Deary me. Right, I want the 3/8, I think, for those. I'm just trying to remember how big my dooblies are, my eyelets. And then I want this at about, I'm just sliding this along to 3/4 of an inch so that it's roughly where I've said I want it to be. Let's unlock it. That one. So I'm going in here in line with that little pencil mark I made, which was roughly in the middle, and I'm going down to where I've lined my marker up to that 3/4 of an inch point. Punched a hole. So now if I use a black one, it will blend in with that music. And my eyelet setup is already set up for these particular eyelets. I just give that a squeak. Oh, something's gone wrong there. What's happened there? I've got stuck. What's happened? Oh, would you believe it? Oh my goodness gracious me. I don't know what happened there, but something wasn't happy. Let's just try and set that again. Oh, it's diddled me doobry. Right. It was going too well, wasn't it? That paper lined up beautifully. Look, I've crinkled all my edges. Right, what's going on here? That is set in there, so I don't know why that tried to come out. That is the base. Let's try again. Very strange. Never ever had a problem with this before. This does not want to work properly today. Whew. Must be the weather. Well, if you ever struggle with things, at least you know you're not alone. Right. What we're going to do with this then? We could just tie this in the hole and then wrap the thing round. Or we could double it up and go one way and one the other, couldn't we? Should we do that? How much are we going to need? Let's have a go with that and see what it looks like. No, that's not going to work. Let's just wrap it round. There we go. There's our closure. Oh dear. This really has been a labour of love. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to go away and put the bits in the envelopes, find something to go in the pocket, and then I will come back and do a final flip through and show you what I've done. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me. I apologise for the dog barking and all the mistakes I've made and my so. I'll be back all again with you soon. In the meantime, take care and thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.